we use ResolveSX. ResolveSX brings our knowledge sources into a central, clean version, right? And they've done amazing work for us this year. We have 12 or 13 different knowledge sources all converging into one. And then we're letting SupportLogic, the Xfind product, do the magic of determining what knowledge source is best correlated, what's the match rate, at what point do we display the knowledge, at what point do we say, maybe we're just going to show you some search results. And so again, I think there's a little bit of the magic happening that SupportLogic does for us that we couldn't do for ourselves. It was too messy for us to solve. We had a very successful deployment of the Core SX product, and when we saw that SupportLogic acquired Xfind, that day I was talking to my Chief Operations Officer saying, this is an opportunity for us to upgrade our customer experience. And we started doing research, we started envisioning what was possible, and we found that 85% of our customers went to the portal to open a case with no deflection. Only 50% were searching. And so we felt like that was maybe not a good experience. Maybe it was indicative of a bad process. As we started looking at what we could do, and then we did a proof of concept with SupportLogic and the ResolveSX product, and we'd say, we're at 80% accurate. Now we're at 90% accurate. And now we're about 98% accurate. When information is available, SupportLogic is able to find it and deliver it. When we deployed ResolveSX in our customer portal, it was hard because it's all implied. We started noticing about a 4 to 5% decrease in monthly cases, and we traced that back to SupportLogic, and we believe intrinsically that that's what's contributing to this trend. By the end of this month, we've repurposed our case creation path, surfacing that to the customer in the portal and letting them say, this looks good to me, thank you so much for your help, or I need some more help, let's go ahead and proceed with the case. But it's, again, integrating a kind of search into the case path so that the customer then has that delivered to them in a very generative paragraph with the links to the both sourced and referenced knowledge to bring the information forward. It's no longer a list of sources of knowledge articles, but is bringing that generative experience which they expect. We used to say, if you showed someone the right answer, there was only a 30 to 40% chance that they clicked through, at that click-through rate. But by delivering a RAG response, now all they have to do is look at the screen that they're already looking at and hopefully read. So we think that click-through rate, or that actualization rate of seeing the knowledge and being able to assess if this is good or not, is going to be higher. We did a POC in December, and we were fully deployed on our customer portal in May. That team did amazing work for us, meeting a very tight deadline with an existing vendor. Since May, it's taken a few more months to wire up another 8 data sources of different types of knowledge and different systems to get our internal search deployed. We are currently a Salesforce Classic shop, and we started looking at the Assist module, and it requires us to move to Lightning. So we took the customer portal and we asked SupportLogic, can you give us an internal portal? So inside Salesforce, in Classic, we provide the same interface, the same ability to insert a question and look at all 13 of our sources and come back with a generative paragraph with referenced and linked sources so that our internal users, who account for 20 to 30% of our cases, can also benefit from SupportLogic. We're expecting to see a larger deflection from our internal users, and one thing we heard from our senior engineers and from R&D was, this was written down in product documentation 9 months ago and the engineer didn't read it. They're not reading the documentation. I'm like, there's like 10, 13 different sources. What do you expect them to do? And so by bringing SupportLogic search into teams where they're collaborating in their workflow, they can mention SupportLogic AI and type in their question, and it will give them a nice generative RAG answer, allowing us to get to resolution for some cases much faster if it's been written down. I describe it as a living knowledge base. The problem with KCS is that it's a place in time where knowledge was accurate, and then the next day, the next release, it requires a lot of maintenance and work of the future potential of someday somebody might want to see this, and it has to be accurate. So you spend a lot of time procuring knowledge that may or may not be used with the hope of achieving a better customer experience. While we are using actually historic cases, the case we closed yesterday gets ingested into the LLM today and can be used to deflect a case this afternoon. And that's amazing. There's a very cool product as part of the Assist module, which is a draft article. So SupportLogic has these agentic agents. They can summarize a case, they can create a draft knowledge article, and then we can create a workflow where somebody actually reviews that article, compares it to the existing knowledge and says, does this match? Is this net new? Does this conflict with something? And decide, do we push this into our customer-facing knowledge base to improve overall ingestion deflection or implied deflection, right? Getting that stuff on the front end. We're getting better, and we have great expectations about what it can do for us.